Let's go to Stephen, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Steve? Good evening,
Hey,
Stephen. Yeah,
look,
look, bad result today. You know, after a massive result against Man City, the performance was just not good enough, was it, Steve?
unacceptable. You know, it's like exactly what you're saying. You know what you boys are saying. You raise your game against Manchester City. You're playing the bottom of the league. No disrespect to Forest. You can't just walk in there and think you're going to pass the ball and win the game. You know, you've got to show some bite. You know, without Thiago in midfield, we look absolutely clueless, mate. I don't know what Klopp's looking at, but those players are just, you know, they couldn't even pass a ball. They couldn't pick a pass. I was screaming. You know, it's simple. Play the ball. You know, these are going to defend deep. But, you know, you've got to try and unlock them, be patient. You know, you've got world-class players, but we look absolutely diabolical.
Steve, like, you're talking about world-class players, Steve, right? I look at your team today. You played 4-4-2. Your midfield, Harvey Elliott, Fabinho, Curtis Jones, and Fabio Carvalho. That ain't a world-class midfield. Whenever I watch, I'm looking at it thinking, that can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be Liverpool's midfield.
Yeah, it's absolutely...
Where's it gone?
You know, and no matter what anybody says, and, you know, Klopp's got to come out and do this and do that, those players have to come out there, get out the dressing room. You know, 1 week you're playing Man City, let's all do this, and we're like warriors. Today you come out, you are absolutely clueless. You know, you look like a Sunday pub team, Liverpool. Absolutely disgraceful.
I think as well, Stephen.
We're not getting no top four, mate.
Stephen,
you're bang on, lad.
I think as well, Stephen. I look at it and Curtis Jones. This was his chance. You know, his injuries. Can you show that you should be starting? You know, you look like you're not happy on the bench. Today, he done a few little tricks, playing like a five-a-side player, not influencing the game. You know, you need more from these players. Harvey Elliott was good today. He wanted to get on the ball, try and make things happen. Firmino, inconsistent as well. Exactly my point.
Too many players are inconsistent. You know, today was a day when Liverpool should have come out there away from home. Our forms being awful. These players should have come out there.
Yeah.
You know, they have to work for it today. You know, show a bit about them. But Liverpool, simple. You know, we'll walk on this pitch. And we're going to be God-given right to get 3 points. You know, this is the Premier League. And, you know, credit where credit's due. Forest deserved the win. Yeah. You know, Liverpool, back to basics. We ain't challenging for top four, mate. No chance. Not this season. I don't know what's going on, mate. But I'm absolutely... I don't know what else to say.
4-4-2. I mean, you're so good against Man City. I thought that was going to be the bounce back you needed. It's kind of put you back to square one.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are overreacting a little bit. I heard Gabby saying stuff like, we're not going to get top four, it's already written off. I think a few years ago we had injuries pretty much like now, and we still managed to get top four that season. I think he was having out on Carvalho saying he's championship quality, is that what you said?
No, I said he should go to the championship for an extra season to learn his game.
What were people saying when he scored the winner against Newcastle? He came on against United away and he changed the game. He looked really good there. In an ideal world, he wouldn't be playing week in, week out.
Yeah.
But we've got so many injuries, that's the problem. That people like him, Harvey Elliott, I mean, neither of them are a wide player, are they? You wouldn't play Harvey Elliott right wing and Carvalho left wing if you had other options. But we're literally down to the bare bones.
I know, but he played 4-4-2 today, so he's made that decision. I mean, you could still play Salah on the right, you can play Firmino as the 9, exactly. You can play Carvalho as the left winger, and you can play Harvey Elliott in midfield with Curtis Jones and Fabinho. So, you know, the formation was still there. He chose to play that formation today. He got it wrong.
Yeah, and I think with Liverpool, the main thing we were so good at was the fullbacks. I mean, Trent and Robertson bombing down, but now we play that 4-4-2 as well, and with Milner playing right back, it's just not the same. And I think it is a big problem. People like Núñez getting injured. I mean, against West Ham that first half, he looked so sharp, and then to miss again, and we just look, when he's not in the team, we just don't look like scoring. Salah in a 4-4-2 just doesn't look right.
Jake, when you look at the players, the young players, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, I really like him, Carvalho, do you think that these players, they're in the Liverpool squad for a reason? Klopp thinks they're good enough, so they should be ready to play any game. You know, you can't look at it and say, they've been thrown in the deep end. They should be ready, shouldn't they? But they didn't perform today.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, Curtis Jones, you can cut him a little bit of slack. I think it was his first game back from injury. So, you know, stuff like that, you can understand. But I mean, the last quarter when he said, 85 million was a waste of money for Núñez and we should have put it in the midfield. I mean,
I like Nunes.
Football fans are so fickle because in games, it's moments as well. I mean, that Van Dijk header first half, I mean, what he's trying to do is square that across. If he goes for goal, 1-0 up, it's a different game. But we just don't kill teams off and they stay in the game. And then it just seems like the luck's just not on our side this season. But it will come.
Yeah.
I think we've got enough quality in that team.
All right, Jake, thanks for your call.
Top man, Jake.